Hello and welcome to my new YouTube video. So, just had Christmas and New Year, haven't we? 2nd of January today, 2020. So, yeah. Anyway, so, obviously, like, the whole Christmas and New Year period can be a bit difficult when you're autistic, so, like I am. And I thought it would be a good idea to do a video about how to kind of get through it, and not only for autistic people, but also for parents and relatives of autistic people. So let's get on with it then. Right, so the first thing I would say is, because routine's a thing, isn't it? That's like a big thing. Excuse me. So I find it very difficult when my routine's sort of mixed up a bit. So I think a good idea would be to make lists, like, of where you're going to go, but also of make lists of where you're going to go, what you might do over Christmas. So this is good for both autistic people and for parents, because so it's kind of that whole thing of making lists for yourself, isn't it? Like planning, because it's, I think for autistic people that teaches you, maybe if you're like, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, that's a good skill. It teaches you to plan, and then that's like when you eventually get a job as well, like there's lots of planning involved in that. But it's also a good opportunity for parents to spend time with their autistic children and sort of maybe learn a bit about autism as well from them. Because I think that helps. Then that helps to make things all a bit easier as well. If you know, yeah. If I think any listening to autistic adults or autistic people generally about autism is always a good thing, because we've lived it and we know what it's like. So I would say always do lists, and that's not only of where you're going to go, but also gifts. So when if you're an autistic adult, you could make gifts, lists for gifts of gifts that you want. Got the shake, sorry. But this is one of my gifts that I put on the list. Le Mans DVD review at 2019. Excellent it was too. And there's a lack of surprise. Also keep it within the interests, because obviously I like my motorsport, as you can probably tell from the last prop I used, gift prop. So if you are going to do a surprise, or if you're not sure, try and keep it within the interest, So don't try and force your own interest on the autistic person, or any person in fact, because the gift then is only going to end up in the local charity shop or something, or on Amazon these days, more likely, probably. I don't know. Well, actually, yeah. But anyway, then you gift won't be appreciated, will it? So keep it within the interest. And general thing, communicate with people so you don't buy someone the same gift twice as someone else, sort of thing. But that's general for everyone. That's for the autistic person and for the parent and relative, generally. But that's obvious, really. And I think as well, going back to the making lists thing, making lists of the gifts for parents, that actually can be real quality time you spend with your children, It's something really cool, because, like, I think even if the child is non-verbal, maybe that could be one of these iPad things, or AAC, which is a form of communication. So I can link an article about that in the description, so you know what I'm on about there. Because there's people who are better placed to explain it than I am, to be honest. And I think going back to the giving gifts of it within the person's interest thing, there's giving gifts with respect as well, and there's a video about that by Ask an Autistic, which I'll also link, which I think she did last year, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so if an autistic 25-year-old still likes cuddly toys, which I do, I mean, I'm an autistic 29-year-old, but if an autistic adult still likes cuddly toys, then, I mean, I got this guy when I was about 6, but as you can probably see, because he's a bit tired and battered, but it just, you know, buy a cuddly toy or a children's film if that's what somebody wants, because it's not about, oh, it's not age appropriate and all this. Age appropriate only matters if they're asking for a gangster film when they're 10 or something, then that's an issue, in my opinion. But age appropriate for something that you see as too young, that's kind of just the way it is. That's not a problem, really. I don't think. So yeah, those are a few hints and tips for autistic people and autistic parents and relatives of autistic people for gift giving that I can think of. I might do a second video on this if I think of anything else, but yeah, that's... Oh, actually I have thought of something else. Anything that's useful for stimming, so... wait one moment. So, fidget spinner, obviously, epic thing, because this is quite relaxing for me. I mean, I didn't get this for Christmas, I got this, can't remember how now, but I just got this anyway, and it's anything like, so, yeah, because I can always do a birthday version of this video as well. But yeah, and that's always quite good, because actually that could be useful for when everything's a bit much and everything's, you know, yeah. And I think as well, when the food as well, there's a sensory things with food, aren't there? So you can't always expect someone to like Brussels sprouts or mince pies. If they have a sensory thing, it's not because they're being rude that they're not using it. It's actually a real I can't eat this for an autistic person. So, and if it's, I think sensory overload as well is a thing. So if you've got lots of people round, it's okay for you as the autistic person to go and have a break, or for an autistic person to go and have a break and maybe actually do a bit of this, stimming or swaying maybe if you don't have any stim toys or you've misplaced them, or something like that, then that's, you know, yeah, that's cool thing to do. So obviously I'll be linking Neurodivergent Rebels video on about stimming into this as well, visual stimming. So yeah, that's an important thing. So basically it's planning, making lists, and just being understanding if someone needs a break, or if somebody needs you or someone needs a break, or if I'm trying to make it as routine as possible as well. Yeah, and then there's the whole New Year's thing. I mean, fireworks, that's the main problem there I can think of. I mean, and also if somebody doesn't want to stay up all night, that's fine. I mean, I don't particularly like doing that on New Year's Eve, to be honest. I'd rather enjoy the first day of the new year. Actually, that's how I'd rather celebrate New Year than going for a nice walk or something on New Year's Day and actually have a nice time rather than be really tired from staying up really late. That's me. And there's going to be a lot of people that feel that, not just autistic people, but a lot of people. So I think that should be something that's respected generally as well. So yeah, that's my video on Christmas and New Year's hints and tips for autistic people and parents and relatives of autistic people. Bye for now.